Wet kisses, wagging tails, those puppy dog eyes, they'll melt your heart each and every time. But that doesn't excuse your canine from following rules that make for an optimal dog owning experience. Let's welcome Jill Lundgren, founder and owner of Coastal Canine Academy, and adorable Puzzles, a 2-year-old pug Pekingese mix. Great to have you both with us.
It's good to be here.
Puzzles is absolutely adorable. He is so sweet.
He's a lover.
He is, and he's so well behaved, and that is a testament, obviously, to your training. So when people want to bring a dog into their home, how is the best way to start training your dog to do the things that you want them to do and not do?
Yeah, exactly. Good question. I say put them on a leash so that you have control and management of the area. And I tell all my puppy owners, you start with them behind a gate, on a leash, or in a crate until they start to learn their manners. And as they learn their manners, they start to get a little more freedom.
And there are a few things that dogs are a little guilty of, and it's also incumbent upon the owner to guide them in the proper way. But how do you stop your dog from doing certain things? Because I'm an owner of 2 very rambunctious boxers. They're still pretty young, they're 4 years old, but they still jump on you. You tell them no 1,000,000 times, they still don't listen. They're getting a little bit better at running after things and stopping when you tell them to, but what's the best way to approach those very common things that dogs tend to do?
You've heard an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Of course, yes.
The reason for the gate and the crates and the leash is management. So if you have your dog on a leash and you are constantly rewarding them on the floor, feet on the floor, that's going to help. I like to teach the touch method where they can come up and touch your hand and they'll be guided by your hand instead of that treat high in the air. So we cause it. They're jumping on us because they want our attention.
Yes.
If we say no, push them off, whatever we do, we're giving attention. Take the attention away and start rewarding as they're coming to you with the feet on the ground.
Okay, because they do listen to treats all the time.
It can be anything that they value, which could be love, petting, toys. So just present that low so they're not jumping up to it too.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because a lot of people, and there's a lot of shelters out there that have adult dogs that need a home. And a lot of people, they want puppies, they want to raise them from their youth and into older age. But what about the adult dogs?
It can be a lot easier to have an older dog. It's hard to raise a puppy. It's hard to have a puppy. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
So getting an older dog, you've already gone through a lot of the house training issues. And that's the other thing. I tell people, have a plan for your pets. We're not guaranteed tomorrow with our dogs, so have a plan for them. If you have to go to the emergency room, if you have a death in the family, where are your dogs going to go? Who's going to take care of them? What's your plan? Have that today.
And what about for people who have litter mates? That's another mistake that I made, getting puppies and getting litter mates. I don't know what I was thinking. I still love them though. Yes. They bring so much joy to the family. But what about raising litter mates? Because they say, never do that.
You know, he's a litter mate. I have his brother in the home too. So I am constantly, whether it's a litter mate or not, I am saying separate the dogs. Have time alone with each of them. Go out and have one spend some time in doggy daycare and the other one doesn't. Have time with one that you take on a trip and you leave the other one home. So that if that time comes that they've never been separated and all of a sudden you want to try and separate them, it's not going to go well.
Right.
Or even the fact I've had dogs that don't want to train when the other dog is not in the room.
Okay.
Because of the stress.
And what about positive versus negative reinforcement?
I am a positive trainer. I follow the guidelines of the American Veterinary Behaviorist Association. There are very few trainers that do that. Those that are affiliated with the Pet Professional Guide meet those standards, and there are very few of them around. I also adhere to the guidelines of the Association of Professional Dog Trainers, which are the ones who promote the National Train Your Dog Month, which should be all the time.
Okay. Now, Puzzles is 2 years old. He is so well behaved, and being a young dog, you'd think that he'd just be running circles around the room, but he is so calm. He looks at you so adoringly. Do you still see that he needs work to have done, or is he good to go?
I highly promote them looking at me. That is attention. When I say his name, I want his attention. I want to give it back to him. That's one of the 3 things that I teach early on is I want to reward them for looking at me, for checking in with me. I want to reward them for being close to me. I want to reward them for feet on the floor. I want to highly reward them for coming to me first time I call. So if you are rewarding those things, they're going to want to hang around with you.
That's wonderful.
And play can be part of that rewarding mechanism too.
Well, you're so good, obviously, at what you do. So we're going to make sure to put your website up on the screen. And thank you so much for coming in and sharing your advice. And sweet Puzzles, you're adorable. You were such a precious. We're back after this.